Now on Coast TV News.
Carlisle development denied.
It's going to really double the number of units on our street.
Why Milford said no to the townhouse project. Representative Rich Collins not running for re-election. What candidates have put their name on the ballot for the 41st district.
A couple of things at the end of the week you better stick around for.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Development denied by Milford City Council. Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson. Christina DiRobertis has the night off. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight with the Milford City Council denying a townhouse project. The 39-unit townhouse plan was denied by a 6-2 vote tonight. Members of the council said lack of space on roadways and nearby wetlands were just a few reasons for the majority no vote. The now denied project's goal was to transform this 4.5-acre lot to townhouses priced at around $300,000. Previously in August, Milford's Planning Commission recommended denying the project. One neighbor that spoke against the project tonight is satisfied with the council's vote.
I feel excited for the possibilities that denying it has for the future. As I said in there, I think there is a good project in there somewhere. We're just not there yet.
On Friday, Milford Mayor Todd Collada told Coast TV he was optimistic about the project, calling the townhouses a good price point for first-time buyers and working professionals. State Representative Rich Collins, who has represented Delaware's 41st district since 2014, announced tonight he will not seek re-election next year. The 76-year-old said the decision allows him greater flexibility at this stage in his life. He said he will remain active in the community throughout the end of his term. The 41st district covers south central Sussex County, including Millsboro, Dagsboro, Frankfort, Selbyville, Roxana, and Gumboro. Two candidates that have filed to fill Collins' seat that represents District 41, Republican Douglas Conaway and Democrat Ryan Stuckey. Next year's election is on November 3rd. And we're now going to take a live look outside into Ocean City and bring in our first alert chief meteorologist Paul Williams for a look at the weather. Good evening, Paul.
Well, good evening to you. And overall, we are expecting for it to continue to stay cooperative for the rest of the night, but then we're going to brace for a chance of showers we're developing for Tuesday. And that might even sneak in by early Tuesday morning. We'll take a look at that in a little more detail. Right now in Ocean City, we're going to expect for it to stay in the mid-40s, actually. And we'll have scattered cloud cover in place. Here's a look at where we are as far as our highs concerned. We warmed up to 58 degrees in at least 4 different locations: Georgetown, Salisbury, Ocean City, and Wallops Island. And that's dead center for the norm for this time of the year. And we're about a couple degrees above where we were just 24 hours ago. So we're starting to trend warmer, and that's going to be our pattern for tomorrow, even though we anticipate rain. And now the winds are picking up a little momentum as well. In fact, a small craft advisory has been initiated, and it's really going to compensate for when we're expecting the rain to push across our region. And this concern for 25-mile-per-hour winds is on both sides of the Delmarva Peninsula. Coming up, we'll talk about just about that rain, the warm-up, and then the quick drop off the cliff with the temps.
Thank you, Paul. The Worcester County's Fire Marshal's Office says one person was airlifted to a Baltimore area hospital after this house fire in West Ocean City this afternoon. Fire crews from Ocean City, Berlin, and Ocean Pines responded around 4:30 to this home on Old Bridge Road, where they found smoke coming from a single-story home. Firefighters entered the home and rescued one adult who was unable to get out. He received immediate medical care and was flown by Maryland State Police Aviation for advanced treatment. Investigators say the cause of the fire was caused by smoking on a bed. If you take the DART bus, regularly listen up. You might need a new plan for Thanksgiving. The Delaware Transit Corporation says there will be no DART bus services on Thanksgiving Day, and that is the 27th. The regular DART service will resume Black Friday on the 28th. There's a few local restaurants open for Thanksgiving. Surf and Turf Bar and Grill in Milford will serve Thanksgiving food all day. Baywood Clubhouse in Long Neck is offering both dine-in and to-go options, and Harpoon Hannah's in Fenwick Island will serve a Thanksgiving meal from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we do have a full guide for right here along the Delmarva coast on CoastTV.com. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, where are you spending Thanksgiving? Let's take a look at the updated results from our 6 p.m. news hour. The majority, 61%, saying at home, with 30% saying at a relative's house. If you haven't voted yet, you still can on CoastTV.com or on our mobile app. Extra tax relief could be on the way for people in Cambridge. The city is asking Dorchester County to increase the tax differential for neighbors. That is essentially a discount on county property tax, since those people already pay for their own services in the city, like police and street repairs. That differential is currently at around 7%. City leaders say they hope the county can increase that to anywhere between 9 and 16%.
I'm certain every resident would like to see that happen because, we're in a time where every penny, every dollar, every thousands of dollars, in some cases, it helps, especially with the rise in costs and utility costs, food costs. So it certainly will benefit the residents of Cambridge.
Dorchester County Council President Lenny Pfeffer told us he did not want to comment today because he wants the entire council to look over the city's proposal first in Cambridge. Maryland Republicans are demanding answers from the state's Attorney General over why his office jumped into the legal fight over the proposed U.S. wind project off of Ocean City. GOP lawmakers, included Senator Mary Beth Carosa, sent a letter questioning why public money is being used to defend what they call a foreign-owned wind developer. Anthony Brown responded today, saying the project will bring in billions in economic benefits and thousands of protected jobs. He also says the state paid no filing fees. In Milton, on your screen now, is where Delaware State Police are investigating a robbery that happened late this morning at the Valero gas station on Deep Branch Road. Troopers say the suspected robber entered the store around 11 a.m. DSP says he then went behind the counter, demanding cash from the registers, and took the clerk's car keys. Authorities say no one was injured. The suspect then fled with an undisclosed amount of cash and the vehicle. Authorities later found the car abandoned near New Hope Road in Ellendale. The suspect is described as a white male wearing a face covering. DSP is continuing to investigate this. If you're stumped on what to ask Santa for Christmas this year, how about a gift that will create memories for a lifetime, like a vacation? And now is the best time to plan a trip and save. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan explains the big discounts you can find on what's known as Travel Tuesday, which falls on December 2nd.
When it comes to holiday shopping, Black Friday and Cyber Monday are the Super Bowl for retail. But after those two big days is a lesser-known doorbuster day called Travel Tuesday.
Travel Tuesday is the most comprehensive day of deals across the travel industry.
Travel expert Emily Kaufman, known as the Travel Mom, says the Tuesday after Thanksgiving is when you can score major discounts on flights, cruises, hotel stays, and even travel packages.
Travel is such a huge category and is in such high demand that they curated and created their own special day.
But unlike Black Friday deals, which can extend through the entire month of December, Kaufman says many of the travel bargains only last 24 hours. Here's some of the details on the discounts you can score. Kaufman says Great Wolf Lodge, which has locations around the country, has a big sale for Travel Tuesday.
They're having a one-day flash sale, which has savings of 40% on standard rooms and up to 50% for premium or themed rooms.
Personal finance site NerdWallet recently came up with a list of the best deals for Travel Tuesday. Big hotel chains are slashing prices. Hilton is offering up to 50% off of some stays. Marriott up to 40%. And many Hyatt hotels will be offering up to 30% off. It all depends on the location and dates. The secret to Travel Tuesday isn't luck, it's preparation.
Oftentimes, these deals require a specific promo code, so make sure you do your research ahead of time, and they're for select dates.
If you're looking for cheaper flights, Kaufman says travelers could save up to 40% off through the flight booking app Hopper. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Coming up, library renovation date set. Why the director of the Rehoboth Beach Library says work is needed. But first, Paul Williams is in the Coast TV First Alert Weather Center, and he has your full forecast coming up next.
Well, if you're confused about whether it's winter, spring, or fall, yeah, it's kind of like that. These numbers are going crazy. It's going to feel almost like a very warm spring day by the time we get to Wednesday, but we're going to definitely have some spring-like showers or fall-like feeling. Then it's going to tank right to feeling every bit of winter time by the time we get to Friday, especially Friday morning. Whew. If it makes the weatherman shiver, that's what we call a big hint, scientifically speaking. Okay, so ocean view. We're at 39 degrees right now. It's not like it's all that warm right now there, and temperature's going to stay in the upper 30s to low 40s. Now, here's where we are right now. We're at 35 in Redden, we're at 36 in Gumboro, 36 right now in Del Mar, and we're holding at 39 degrees right now in Laurel, 38 in Seaford, 36 in Bridgeville. So we already have our fair share of chill already. In fact, lots of it. Then you combine that with the winds, which are still very active throughout the Chesapeake Bay area. So we're looking at a wind advisory. So you combine temperatures in the 30s or close to it, and the winds at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. It feels like freezing all over the place. And that chill is in the air. It's a very cutting, stale kind of a chill in the air for right now. We're looking for breezy conditions continuing for the Lewis Beach, Rehoboth, as well as down towards Ocean View. And this goes all the way down. It's been extended just recently for us down towards Chincoteague. So we stay breezy. So we're going to have a very chilly start for tomorrow. But look at how we're going to rebound by nearly 30 degrees. That's a big jump when you think about it. 63 for the high in Georgetown, for example. 59, a little bit cooler in Cambridge, but still a big jump regardless. 63 for the high in Berlin as well as Snow Hill. Now, you take a look at what's happening along the coast, and we are expecting cloudy skies. Now, we're looking for hardly any kind of sunshine with the exception of perhaps Chincoteague. 64 for the high there. But the winds pushing out of the south is going to reinforce a warm feel in the air for Tuesday, and that also is going to usher in an opportunity for warm front-inspired scattered showers. And then we're looking for widespread rain for us on Tuesday. Now, there's an interesting note about warm front-inspired showers. They typically don't turn severe. And if they move slow enough, they can try to help give a little bit of flooding some areas. But this storm is just doesn't have enough gusto behind it. And even as you take a look at our latest run with our numbers, the numbers are backing down to only 1/4 inch. Now, as far as Turkey Day is concerned, we're looking for cold conditions to stay pretty persistent. In fact, Thanksgiving is when the worm turns on us. Temperatures are going to start tumbling fast and furious. And if you're going to be going out shopping after Thanksgiving, all right, we're talking about 27 degrees, and we really could get lower than that. And if you factor in the winds, it's going to feel even worse. And then next Sunday and Monday, we're looking for another wave of rain, but even that is going to go by in the twinkling of an eye, so to speak. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Listen, I'm telling you, that cold weather that I'm showing you right there, bold and cold in the middle of your screen, I stand on that, Brandon.
I don't like that, Paul. I don't like seeing that big cold letters right there. Thank you. TSA is expecting to conduct more than 17.8 million screenings over the Thanksgiving holiday travel period. So if you're one of those planning on catching a flight, Michael Yoshida shows us how you can try and stay ahead of any potential Turkey Day travel headaches.
Millions of Americans are expected to fly for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Expect a little more volume, expect some delays, expect some cancellations.
Paul Bernardini with Flighty, a flight tracking app, offers these tips. First, know your itinerary and possible trouble spots. Ideally, fly direct. But if that's not possible, then understand your airport connections and challenges they may present, such as air traffic controller-related delays like those experienced this year at Newark, or possible winter weather, like in Denver or Chicago. Shorter routes, too, can be dicey.
So think like Scottsdale to Las Vegas, or Chattanooga to Nashville, or Philadelphia to Newark. That's where we tend to see the most delays in the U.S.
By understanding these things, you can create a plan B, or even change your itinerary to avoid potential trouble. Once travel day arrives, Bernardini says knowing where your plane is and where it's coming from is the most important thing.
Okay, my plane before it gets to me in, sunny Miami, it's going to go through 4 or 5 cities that are getting hit by a snowstorm today. And I'm going to have to probably plan ahead a bit more, or just be aware that there's a potential of more delays.
Slowdowns that won't always be immediately shown on the airport monitor or in your airline app.
Airlines, they don't really have an incentive to tell you right away. They have to manage crews, they have to shift things around, and then alert the passengers, hey, this is what's occurred.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
There are several ways to track your plane. Apps like FlightAware. Experts say that info will help you change travel plans up to an hour before you get any alert from your airline. And that will help you beat other people rushing to the counter to rebook when that happens. Back here on the coast, the director of the Rehoboth Beach Library says some parts of the current building on Rehoboth Avenue was built in 2000, prompting renovations that will start next Monday. That will include adding a new AC unit throughout the entire building and new study and workrooms. Demolitions of interior walls will start next Monday on the side facing Rehoboth Avenue, and there will be a temporary entrance that will be used when construction is underway. The project in total is set at $9 million, and between $7 million from state and federal funds, the library is just left with $2 million, and they've raised 1.8 of that through a capital fund.
You don't need to worry when you see the construction fences up and the demolition permits. We're not demolishing the building, we're just getting it ready for renovations.
That's cool, progress, hopefully. Yeah, no, that'll be wonderful, as long as if they keep their staff. The staff is so nice, they're so helpful.
Again, this work is set to start next Monday, and there will be phases starting on the front side of the building. The director tells us she expects complete renovations to be finished by late 2026. Staying in Rehoboth, the Chamber of Commerce and the city held a task force with downtown businesses about the Bandstand concert series and its associated closures. A survey was provided with questions regarding impact of the events and the frequency and how businesses are working with crowds. The city says it got a lot of suggestions as it considers more permanent parking changes related to the Bandstand concerts. Staying in Rehoboth, locals and visitors, listen up. The city announced they are planning to implement a virtual parking solution for the 2027 summer season, meaning they are replacing physical hang tags with digital permits linked to license plates. However, they say people who live in the city and business owners will still continue to get the free permits they are provided now. Just 1 month after the new Millsboro bypass opened, the town is now hearing directly from downtown businesses about what they need to do to stay thriving. A survey the town conducted with downtown businesses showed what they think is a barrier that limits the growth of foot traffic downtown. The survey revealed that about 60% believe congestion and traffic now diverted by the bypass is the biggest challenge for generating foot traffic. One business owner CoastTV spoke with says they have seen a huge difference in their business since the bypass opened.
The good thing about a lot of traffic is that so many people would drive by my location and one day they would pop in and say, I want to check on you. Now that there is less traffic seeing this, I lost that.
Millsboro plans to come back during the spring season to see how these businesses are continued to be impacted by the new bypass. Coming up, a muscle mass survey, how being physically fit can help you mentally. But first, a flu strain increase, why health officials are concerned about the flu this year. Health officials are raising concerns as the flu is spreading earlier than usual. While cases are still relatively low, some infectious disease specialists have already noted a sharp increase in one strain of the virus, which can cause more hospitalization and deaths in older adults. Another new study is showing people with higher muscle mass tend to have younger brains. As you age and gain visceral body fat, a type of fat surrounding the heart, kidneys, and other organs, participants with a higher fat to muscle ratio had a brain age appearing slightly older than they should. Experts say an aging brain is a top risk factor for developing Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. In politics, the Trump administration wants to expand the use of artificial intelligence in federal scientific research. Today, President Trump signed a new executive order to create what is called the Genesis mission. The project will let national labs under the Department of Energy use AI in working with tech companies and academics. Supporters say the move could improve research in chemistry, nuclear fission, and space exploration. However, there are also concerns about the energy demands that AI technology requires, as well as safety concerns for weaker regulations. Coming up in sports, we stop by Seaford High School's football practice, and a Blue Jays prepare to play for a state championship in Dover. Every year, CoastTV works to make the holidays brighter for kids across Delmarva. The money you give goes to local charities who buy Christmas presents, and here's the people who are making that happen in tonight's Shell Brothers Honor Roll.
We really want to thank the businesses, groups, and individuals who have stepped up to the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000 to the Bless Our Children campaign.
Here's the Shell Brothers Honor Roll in order of amounts given in increments of $1,000.
In loving memory of Stacy Dorsch.
Boggs Disharoon Post number 123.
Ocean City Elks Lodge number 2645.
Clark & Sons Garage Doors.
Eastern Shore Corvette Club Incorporated.
Edward Jones Office of Melinda Tingle.
Sons and Daughters of Italy of Ocean City Lodge number 2474.
Tony Tank Tribe number 149.
Apgar Turf Farm Inc.
Chesapeake Urology. Doctors Mark Edney, Mark Shimko, Alyssa Gracely, and Jason Smith.
CJ's Beach Space.
Peninsula Imaging LLC.
Painting in America Made Great Again, Earl Johnson Painting.
In memory of Jean G. and John D. Henry.
Mr. and Mrs. R. Dean Goldsboro.
Evergreen Lodge number 153.
Gnostic Family Charitable Foundation Fund of the Delaware Community Foundation.
Emery's General Service of Millsboro.
Willard's Lions Club. Sean Knoll Aways Limitless Worldwide.
Wheels That Heal Car Club.
Chesapeake Waste Industries.
Waikamoco Lodge number 91 AF and AM.
Rotary International Lewis Rehoboth Beach Rotary Club.
Preston Growmark FS.
Pocomoke Elks Lodge number 1624.
American Legion Cinnapunxon Post number 166.
Fillmore Day Real Estate Services LLC.
Accurate Termite and Pest Control.
Delaware Improved Order of Red Men and Degree of Pocahontas.
Idlewild Brewerton Club.
Hawker's Supermarkets.
DJVO Entertainment.
Murray's Residential Service, Dennis and Barbara Murray.
Allen Corman and Son, Inc.
Antique Alley of Bridgeville in memory of Ron Hatfield.
Eastern Shore Auctions by Willie Benton.
ASCP Plumbing and ASAP Total Disposal.
Absolute PDR, Dwayne and Brandy Geis.
David and Luis.
Tylerton Church, Inc. Contractors for a Cause.
Queen City Elks Lodge number 1051.
AccuTrench Contracting, LLC.
IV Solutions.
Terra Firma of Delmarva Paving.
Crowley Associates Realty, Inc.
ABC Refrigeration, Inc. of Bishopville, Maryland.
Again, we appreciate all of you stepping up to the Shell Brothers Challenge as part of the Bless Our Children campaign.
If you'd like to help, send your card or donation to Bless Our Children in care of WBOC 1729 North Salisbury Boulevard, Salisbury, Maryland 21801, or you can donate to our website, blessourchildren.org.
Thank you for helping us lend a hand.
And together, we'll make the holidays this year a very special one.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Over in Seaford, the high school football team is set to play for a state championship. The Blue Jays have rolled through their playoff competition, beating Glasgow and McKean by a combined score of 76-0. The Seaford's final opponent pose more of a threat? Doesn't feel like it, right? The Blue Jays have been soaring. Took down McKean by over 40 points on Saturday. It's been a completely different program under head coach Glenn Phillips with quarterback Vince Evans. That combination has been lethal. Coach Phillips, what do you think about what your team needs to do now?
Overall thoughts, I thought our kids played well. We flew after the football. We did what we were supposed to on defense. Offensively, we struggled at some times with some penalties that hurt us, but overall I thought the kids played well. We can't be that man in the mirror that thinks what happened on the 17th is going to happen in a state championship game. Throw all the records out, throw what we did out. We're here to make a run. We got a shot. We got to play 48 minutes, and that's where our mindset's at.
That sounds like a head coach if I've ever heard one speak. Phillips knows how to win. Hard to believe, but Seaford had a losing record yet last year. Now they're competing for a state title.
As you start to take those holiday decorations down from the attic, Coast TV wants to see how you're decking the halls this season. Send us your photos and videos by going to coasttv.com/holidayhouse, and you might end up on TV.
I'm not going to no attic. That's what I got grandchildren for. They can go get that stuff out of the attic. I'm too old. All right, anyway, take a look at Dover. We're looking at temperatures in the 30s and the upper 30s and low 40s for the rest of the night with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Well, we do have breezy conditions, so we're expecting for it to stay a little breezy with 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Just kind of keep that in mind. Our umbrella giveaway winner, Diana Cheney of Selbyville. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Keep up your forecast by calling our weather line, sponsored by the law offices of Brugstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Okay, this is where we cue the bad guy villain music. After Thanksgiving, it's cold as all get out.
I don't like that, Paul. I went on a walk this morning. It was about 52 degrees. I can't beat it.
Tomorrow's going to be just the same way. Warm, but a little rainy. But, man, whatever you got to do outside, get it in before Friday. That's all
I might go up to the attic to get the decorations out. I'm not going outside anytime soon.
Exactly.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.